It's actually upon the memory of a human being. A human being always, after the life takes a human form, when a life enters a human body, all the memory of the past reincarnations is taken away from a human being, because of which what happens with a human being, he does not recognize whatever the mistakes he had done in the previous reincarnations, as well as he forgets all the sufferings of the previous reincarnations, due to which he again does the same mistakes, again he suffers, and again he goes into the cycles of birth of death, known as reincarnations. Now, reincarnation is such kind of a subject which is kind of two-sided. Uh, I had written a blog quite some time ago where it had been said that Islam or Muslim, Sikh, Buddha, Christian, so and so on, are all states of mind. It's all different stages of spirituality, and it has nothing to do with external beliefs or external faith or external religious system. Whatever enlightened beings, the human beings who got enlightened, and whatever they self-realized and self-experienced, they wrote it down in the books which in today's date are known as holy books. Now, Islam and Christianity, they see that reincarnations do not exist. There are no reincarnations. And the rest of the religions, let it be Sikhism, Jainism or Buddhism, they say there are reincarnations. Both are contradicting each other. So, is it possible that one would be right and one would be wrong? No, both are absolutely right. It's actually not the religious system, neither it's actually the believing system who are saying that there are reincarnations or there are no reincarnations. The difference actually resides in the end process, the last right process, the last right given to a human being. In Christianity as well as in Islam, they bury a human being. And in Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism and Hinduism, first of all, as I said, there are no isms over here, but have to describe it in such a way. These are all state of mind. So Sikhism, Buddhism, Hinduism and so on, they say that there are reincarnations because they burn the body. Now, for an example, no offense at all, for an example, let it be a Sikh, Jain, Buddha, Hindu or anybody, that human being belonging to any kind of a religion or believing system. If that human being is buried, if he is a Hindu or he's a Sikh or he is a Buddhist, if that human being is buried, that human being won't go into reincarnations. And no offense once again, if a Christian or a Muslim is burned, then they will surely go into reincarnations, because the difference is between the last rites which are given to a human being after its death. Coming down to memory, how does this happen that whenever a life is born in a human form, all the memory is taken away from a human being which is related to the past reincarnation. Now, previously also I had said that there are three parts of the minds. There are more definitions of the mind also, but for the time being, there are three parts of the mind, which is conscious, subconscious and unconscious. Conscious mind is that part of the mind which a human being remembers. Subconscious mind is that part of the mind which a human being forgets, but that part of the mind is also related to this carnation only. Unconscious mind is that part of the mind which a human being has forgotten, but this part of the mind is related to the past reincarnation. Now, for an example, suppose I'll give my example of myself. I'm having a mother, or for an example, I'm having a sister or a daughter, and anyone. All right. For my mind, my daughter or my sister or my mother is nothing but information, which is contained in my mind in the form of memory. All right. If I recognize my mother as my mother, or if I recognize my sister as my sister, just because this memory is contained within the mind. Alright, that is why I'm having a sense of recognition. That is why I'm able to recognize. Now, for an example, if someone takes away all the memory related to my sister or my mother from within my mind, would I be able to recognize my relatives? No, I wouldn't, right? I wouldn't be able to. Why? Because everybody and everything for the mind is nothing but memory. For my mind, everybody, let it be my relatives or let it be things, everything and everybody is nothing but information for my mind. Alright, and if this information is taken away, I wouldn't be able to recognize anything. If this carnation also, if I make some kind of a mistake, and if that particular mistake residing in my memory is taken away, that memory is taken away, I wouldn't be able to remember that I had done some kind of a mistake. And what will be the consequence of that? I'll commit that mistake once again. Now this is exactly what the gameplay is going on with the life, with our life, with the life of a human being, or let it be with the life of any species, because it's only the human being who has the capability to gain liberation. No other species, no other animals, birds, let it be, no other species have such kind of a capability to gain liberation. Now, why does this happen? What is the procedure which does this, that every time we are born as a human being and every time the memory is taken away? Now, human being is known as a conscious being, though we are acting like fools in today's day, we are not at all conscious, but still. A human being is known as a conscious. Now, consciousness, subconsciousness, unconsciousness, all in the mind. But the mind could be recognized by seeing the body of a human being, because whatever a human being does with his body, whatever he eats, whatever he drinks, whatever he wears, or whatever, in fact, name is also given to you human being, it has its psychological effects. It will surely have its psychological effects. So those psychological effects can be recognized, that particular state of mind can be recognized by just seeing the human body. As last time I had given this example, that if there is anger in the mind, it is displayed on the face of a human being. If there is ego in the mind, it is displayed on the face of a human being. In last session, we had discussed about self-healing energies, as well as we had also discussed about how the immunity level in the body goes up. Now, if in the state of anxiety or depression, the mind weakens, alright, and anxiety and depression happens due to certain kind of negative emotions. Certain kind of negative emotion goes on in the mind, and it will have negative impact on the body by releasing such kind of chemicals within the body or within the brain, alright, due to which the immunity level will fall down. If the immunity level falls down, then the body will certainly become weak. So what is happening over here? The mind is becoming weak, that is why the body is becoming weak. As said, the body and the mind are totally submerged into each other. Exactly opposite happens in the state of spirituality and blissfulness. Certain kind of positive emotions run around 24/7 in the mind, due to which certain kind of chemicals are released from within the body, within the brain, due to which it will have positive impact on the body. The consequence is the immunity level of the body will increase and the body will become strengthened. So what is happening over here? The mind is becoming strengthened, that is why the body is becoming strengthened. Alright, exactly in the same way. Now, what happens with a human being and how does this procedure of forgetting happen? Alright, now science also says in today's day that mostly our body, and this is a reality, you will recognize that in a second, because spirituality is all about self-realization and self-experience. You literally experience it right now with you. Mostly our body movements are happening either subconsciously or either unconsciously. For an example, my hands were moving a second ago, it was happening subconsciously, alright. My eyeballs, while recollecting the memory, it was going either on the left or the right side or going downwards. This was happening unconsciously, alright, subconsciously. The eyelid movements, the blinking of the eye is happening constantly. Now, this is the unconscious movement. It is not in our control. There are several kinds of movements happening externally as well as internally, like heartbeat is going on 24/7, due to which blood is being pumped all over the body, as well as the food is getting dissolved. There are many kind of movements which is happening by itself within the body as well as externally. Now, how do we recognize the conscious movement? How do we recognize the unconscious movement? Now, a second ago also, my hand movement happened automatically. Now, this is happening on purpose. I am doing it on purpose. That means it is happening consciously. A second ago, my eye was blinking unconsciously. Now, if I start blinking my eyes very fast, now this is a conscious movement because I am doing it on purpose. This is how conscious movement and unconscious and subconscious movement of the body can be distinguished and understood. Alright, now what happens that a human being is a conscious being, okay, and an animal, on the level of their body, they are totally, you can even call them unconscious, or you can totally even call them subconscious being on the level of body. On the level of mind, they are neither unconscious, neither subconscious, neither conscious. Why is that? Because they remember all their past reincarnations. Animals or any other species except human beings remember all their past reincarnations. There are many signs which will be said when we move more further. Now first we'll speak about a human being. Alright. Now, as said, their movements, our movements are mostly happening 95 to 96% subconsciously and unconsciously, meaning it is happening in an automatic process. But still we got around nearly about 4 or 5% control on ourselves. But animals do not have even 1% of control over themselves, over their bodies, not at all. No control over their bodies, no control over their minds. Because they do not have control over their minds, they cannot gain control over their minds. That is why they cannot get liberated. Why does the human being get liberated? Just because he can get control over his mind, he can get control over all his body movements. There are many things which a human being is capable enough to do with his own human body, which is also known as psychic abilities. Alright, there are many kind of controls of human body as well as a human mind. That is why a human being is the most superior species. Now, as said, a human being can make conscious, purposeful movements. But an animal cannot make conscious, purposeful movements of his body. But a human being has forgotten all his past reincarnations, but an animal remembers all his past reincarnations. In fact, an animal remembering all his past reincarnations is actually suffering, because 24/7 this goes on in the mind. Like for an example, we commit a mistake, alright, such kind of a mistake which cannot be overturned. What we have, we do not have anything except repenting, right? We'll keep on repenting those things. Now if we keep on repenting those things, we'll keep on suffering, right? Exactly this is what happens with animals or any kind of species. They keep on repenting and repenting, though such kind of display in body is not there. As said, their body is 100% automatically controlled. They're not at all a conscious being, no purposeful movement at all. You recognize that in a second. In a few minutes you will recognize that. So they remember all the past reincarnations, and remembrance of those past reincarnations is actually their suffering. They'll keep on repenting that we had a human life, we did not do meditation, we did not walk on the path of spirituality, we did not stabilize our mind, because of which we could not gain liberation. Now we are again into reincarnations just due to those mistakes. Now exactly in the opposite side, the memory of the past reincarnations are taken away from the human being. That is why he does not remember his past reincarnation suffering, and again and again and again and again doing the same mistakes, committing the same mistakes, and again going into reincarnation. Now let's start from the birth of a child to understand the child's body movements as well as his state of mind. Now, as soon as a child is born, there are certain kind of memories still intact, not 100% memories, but certain kind of memories still intact in him, which is related to the past reincarnations. Now, how is that? Now, for an example, my body is making certain kind of movements like hand movements, or the tongue is being utilized to speak. All right. For a certain kind of hand movements, if this hand movement is happening, it cannot happen without memory. If this memory is taken away, the hand cannot move right now. If the memory is taken away, the tongue cannot move right now. The face cannot move right now. It is not possible. In fact, each and every moment requires memory. The earth is also revolving around its own axis because it contains memory. Whatever is going on in the universe has memory. That is why it is going on 24/7. I wouldn't claim 100%, but this is the truth. Alright, without memory, none of the movements can happen. Now, a child. Alright, a child. As soon as a child is born, certain kind of memory is there. He knows where he can feed himself from. Of course, before the birth, the milk is available in the breast of the mother, and that child knows that he will get the milk, how to suck in the milk and how to drink milk, from which he can fulfill his need of hunger. He knows that. This particular movement cannot happen if already the memory does not exist. It is not possible. As said, right now the hand movement is also happening just because particular memory is still intact of the hand. If this memory is taken away, the hand cannot move. It is not possible. Of course, there are no scientific reasons to it also, but this is on the level of memory. Alright. Now, for an example, a child is not able to do a conscious movement of his hands. He is not able to do a conscious movement of his legs. He will just keep on rotating his hands and legs. As said, he is born as a human being. Alright. Now if we pay attention, spirituality is all about increasing attention. If you pay attention to a child, as soon as he is born, his conscious memory is zero. His conscious memory is total zero. Whatever memory which he is having at that time is related to the past reincarnation, which is on a very minimum level. Very, very minimum level. Alright. Now, if we see a child, for an example, he's awake. Alright. Now, right now, there is a tube light right in front of me. So, this tube light for a child will be kind of magic, because he does not know that how this tube light is working and how is it giving light to it. So he will pay attention to it like anything, because it is a very new kind of information. As said, everything for our mind is an information. Right now for me it is a light, but for the mind it is information. If this information is taken away, I wouldn't be able to recognize this is the light, and due to the clash of a negative and positive charge, electricity is born, or the electricity wires are running from within the walls of the house, so that is why this electricity is giving me light. Now I know this because I am having memory. A child does not have that kind of memory. A child does not have that kind of memory. He's a zero consciousness. He is a zero consciousness, or totally zero memory. It's just that he is having a minimum level of memory which is related to his past reincarnation, which also goes away after a certain amount of time. Now when does that happen? We'll come to that further. Now he will pay attention to things like for an example, the tube light, or the colors, or the clothes, the colorful clothes which a human being wears, the sounds. A child listens to a sound because it is very, very new to a child. It is very, very new to a child. It will pay a lot of attention to things. Now when he pays a lot of attention to things, he'll certainly pull in information. He'll certainly pull in memories through the senses. Science says that a child, or let it be not even a child, every human being takes in information through the senses of the human body, through the sense organs. Now he's paying attention. If his attention level is high, that means he's dissolving and taking in lots of information, lots and lots of information. A child is usually an empty glass. That is why a child usually learns very fast. Why does he learn very fast? Because he's an empty mind. An empty glass, an empty mind can be filled up very easily. A filled up glass, a filled up mind cannot be filled up. It is already filled up, so it cannot be further filled up. So that is why a child learns very easily. He learns very, very fast because he is an empty conscious mind. So that is why he pays attention to everything. He gains all those information very, very, very quick. Because of which his growth of mind, his growth of information, his growth of knowledge happens very fast. Now, if a child, for an example, I have a daughter, and I live in Hyderabad. Previously I used to live in Dubai. I know Arabic, but till now I live in Hyderabad. I don't know Telugu. Why is that? Because my child has born and brought up over here. She's gained that memory pretty fast because she was an empty conscious mind. She took in memory very fast. She knows very fluid Telugu. This is what actually happens with a child. He takes in memory very fast. Now, what are the signs? What are the signs of this rapid taking in memory? If we recognize a human being, of course, usually people are not into spiritual states, because of which they do not pay attention to things, because of which they do not recognize things. Now, if we pay attention to a child, alright, his face changes dramatically. It changes very fast. You see the child the first day, there will be lot of changes in his face the second day. The third day there will be more changes. The fourth day there will be more changes. This is what exactly happens with the child. Okay, it happens very, very fast. In one incarnation, a human being changes his face not once, twice, thrice, but lakhs, thousands and lakhs of times. Why? Because he takes in new information. When he takes in new information, his thought process keeps on changing. His knowledge will either keep on increasing or decreasing, due to which his states of mind will keep on changing, due to which his states of his body, his face will continuously keep on changing. Now this is very easily noticeable in a child, but it is very hard to notice in a human being, because after a human being becomes an adult, he is almost fully filled up. His consciousness, his conscious memory is almost fully filled up. That is why this rapid change does not happen in him. It does not happen in him. Because now this is also there. If we see in a body of a human being also, when he's a child, you will see rapid growth also. But after the child becomes an adult, this rapid growth cannot be seen in him. Why? Because the mind is constantly growing. It is growing in a very rapid way, in a very fast way. Because of which his body is also growing in a very rapid way, in a very fast way. This is what actually, as said, always the mind converts into the body. The mind and the body are totally submerged into each other. The action and reaction of the mind and the body are due to each other. They both act together. Though the mind is the commander, and wherever the mind goes, the body will follow, but still the body is also an advisor. Though it is a slave of the mind, but still it has this designation. It is the advisor of the mind. Now, I had repeated all these things in previous sessions as well as the previous video. Wouldn't repeat it once again. Now, this is exactly what happens with a human being. As soon as a human being is born, he has a very bit of memory in his mind, residing in his mind. As soon as he collects new information, and as soon as, now okay fine, I'll give you one more example. Now when a child is born, the last thing which comes into power in a human body is the human legs. The legs is the last part of the body which gains power. Alright. Now when a human is nearby the deathbed, the first thing which he loses, the first human body part which loses strength is his legs. Now how does this happen? Let's go towards the child. Alright. A child keeps on gaining memory, due to which he starts gaining consciousness, conscious memory, by paying attention to things, by paying attention to movements of the human body which is going around him. Now, mostly a child learns from his parents. That's what happens. He sees his parents pays attention to the movements of the body of his parents. So of course he'll take in information and take in memory. When he takes in memory, his conscious memory increases rapidly. As said, none of the body movements can happen if there is no memory in it. Now, in the end, now like a glass, if there is a glass, right, it will fill up to the top in the end. At the same time, when it gets empty, it gets empty in the start itself. The top of the glass will get empty in the start itself. But when the water of the glass, when it increases, it gets filled up to the top in the end. All right, it gets empty in the start itself, but filled up in the end. That's what happens. Same happens with a child. In the end, he gets the power to utilize his legs. But when a human being is nearby his deathbed, the first power which is taken away, the first human body part which gets weakened is his legs only. Because of course the whole weight of his body is on the legs. This is one reason, but the majority reason is that when a human body is nearby his deathbed, his mind is not so stable. His mind is not at all stable. If the mind is more unstable, the mind more weaker the memory. More stable the mind, more stronger the memory. This is exactly how it happens. So if the memory gets weakened, the body will get weakened, and the first body part which gets weakened is the legs, and the last body part which gets strengthened is the legs. So that is why in the end a child gets the capability to walk, because he keeps on grasping information, he keeps on taking in memory, and after up to a certain extent, when he takes the memory, then he gets the power to walk, because he's paying attention to the movements of his parents, the walking style, or however the parents or the human being walks. Now this is how exactly a human being gains a conscious memory. He takes in information as soon as he is born, and there are lots and lots of changes which happens on his face. He keeps changing the face cuts of his body, as well as there is very fast increase in the growth of the body, just because his mind is the memory is increasing very, very fast in the mind of a child. Now, as said, that a human being learns, he grasps in memory, then he gets the power to walk after nearly about 8 months, 7 months, or 9 months or so. Alright, it also depends on this capability to take in information. Alright, now coming down to an animal. Now this is the recognition that a human being has zero consciousness. Of course, we are human beings, so that is why we can recognize very easily that we do not remember anything about the past reincarnation, and these are the signs which clearly indicates that a human being conscious memory is totally zero. He takes in memory. That is why he gets the capability to do any kind of movement with his body. Alright, now coming down to animals. Alright, if we see an animal movement, if we pay attention to an animal movement, of course there are lots of channels like National Geographic or Discovery, and many more channels are there which show all these things. Alright, now as soon as let it be an elephant, or let it be a lion, or let it be a deer, or let it be any kind of an animal. Now, there are certain kind of birds also, there are certain kind of fishes also, of course. There are vast variety of species, so we cannot describe everything, but on a minimum percentage, for recognition's sake, we can pay attention to certain kind of animals. And different species as well. Now, if we pay attention to a movement of a deer or an elephant or a lion, as soon as animals are born, if you notice in animals, they do not take so much of time to stand up on their feet and start walking or start running. It does not take so much of time. Though when we pay attention to a human being, he takes nearly about 7 to 8 months or 9 months or so to take in information so that he could gain power of his body to do certain kind of body movements. Alright, but in the case of an animal, this does not happen. That means it is very very clear that he is not taking in that kind of information which gives capability to his body to do certain kind of body movements. This is a very very clear information. As said, that the mind and the body are totally submerged into each other, and if we pay attention to the body movements or the face of a human being, we can clearly recognize the state of his mind. Exactly goes with an animal also. If we pay attention to the body movements, we can clearly understand the signs and what is going on in his mind. We can clearly recognize. The body is actually a physical mirror of the mind. Whatever goes on in the mind, it is clearly displayed on the body. If we, in Indian culture also, usually they see the lines of the hands and they describe, many people describe the future tense. Of course, this takes a very high spiritual state for such kind of a recognition, which is not a child's play. Because of which there are many conmen also who are fooling people. Now these are certain kind of animal movements which clearly indicate that there are previous reincarnation memories intact within the animal. That animal knows very clearly, very very clearly, that where does the milk come out from, where he has to go, approach the mother and drink the milk, how to walk, how to make the body movements which an animal has to make. The animal lives a very basic life. He is born, he eats, he drinks, he excretes, he sleeps and wakes up, and as well as he gives birth. This is the basic life of animal. A human consciousness is on a very different level. Though we are living in the same level of an animal, we are also eating, drinking, excreting, we are also sleeping, waking up, and on a maximum level giving birth to another human being. In today's date, we are not acting in such kind of a conscious state that we would say that we are a superior species when we are compared to animals. So an animal lives a very basic life, and that basic life is very easily understood when by a newly born animal also. As soon as he is born, he gets the power, he gets the capability to stand up and walk. That means he is having the memories of the past reincarnation. This is how it works. Alright, so this is the explanation on how the reincarnation process works on a minimum basis. Of course, there are many more explanations that how come a human being goes into physical and non-physical reincarnations, and as well as described in the start, that human body, when he or she is buried, they do not go into physical or non-physical reincarnation or physical reincarnation, but when a human body is burnt, he does go into physical reincarnations. Now these are the signs that clearly displays that an animal is having a memory of his past reincarnations. Now there are certain kind of birds also. I don't remember the particular species of bird, but there is a certain kind of a bird who hatches the egg while flying in the air, and immediately while she is flying in the air, while it is flying in the air, the egg hatches in the air, and that particular bird, immediately after she is born, she starts to fly. Now again I repeat, any of the body movement, any movement in the universe is not possible until and unless it has memories. Now it clearly indicates in that particular bird also that she had a memory of her past reincarnation, due to which immediately after she was born, she had the capability to fly. There are signs in an animal that there are memories of past reincarnation. That is why immediately, as soon as it is born, it has the capability to walk, run, and do certain kind of body movements. In fact, all the kind of body movements. Now,